Hi, welcome back to the Retirement Railroad Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. I'm Steve, and today I want to do part 4 in our JMRI series on setting up for operations. Okay? And in today's Tip of the Day, we're going to go back and look at how to edit and change around the locations. Right. As you recall, I've already put in all my locations and everything, and in evaluating them, I find that I probably got overzealous in one area. So stand by for a second. I'll switch views and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so when I originally set up locations, the first go around before I did the expansion, I set up this whole area as Van Buren Street, and that's probably too many things. There's 14 different locations within this area within Van Buren Street. And Van Buren Street is a yard and station, and it's got 3 tracks plus arrival departure. And that's probably all that Van Buren Street should be. But also, in the original setup, I have the stockyards, the packing plant, and the riverfront packing where all the hides and guts get thrown into down in the harbor scene. Plus a couple storage areas here. So I'm going to redo that and take these out of Van Buren Street, and I'm going to make a separate area I'm going to call Southside Industrial. Okay? Now, also, if I go to the other side, okay, I've got these western suburbs over here, which are Berwyn, Cicero, and Downers Grove. And I even could add in the farm scene over here in Aurora and the fueling. Not sure if I want to add that to the western suburbs or leave it just separate as Aurora. Okay, so we'll look at that as well. So with that, stay tuned, and we'll go back to the desktop, and I'll show you how I'm going to make those changes. Okay, so we're back, and let's go back to the desktop, and we'll go into operations. And we're going to go into locations. Okay. Now, before I make any changes to Van Buren Street Yard and delete off the others, I want to add the regions or areas that are already existing under the Van Buren Street Yard, but into their own region. So I'm going to add, and we're going to call the first one Southside Industrial. Okay? So we're going to add it, and it's going to take all types of cars to start with, okay? Especially for the storage. Now we want to add spurs, okay? And the first spur I want to add is stockyards. And the stockyards will take, it's got unloading pins for 2. So we're going to make 2 40-footers, which is 80. We're going to make it 100 feet in length. Okay? And we're going to add that spur track. And we're going to clear off all of them. And the only thing we want on the spur, the stockyards spur track, is stock cars. Okay? and any road, but we only want it to accept loaded stock cars. All right, we're following so far? Oh, forgot to add it. There we go. Oh, delete that. We forgot to mark use car type and load. Okay, so I put that down. Now we want to add it. And sure enough, it'll take stock cars and load. So we want to save that track. Okay. Now we want to add another spur track. And we want to add packing plant. And it'll take two 50-foot mechanical reefers at least. Alright. So we're going to make this 110 feet. Let's make it 115 just to make sure we got room for everything. And we're going to add that spur track. Okay. Now, clear off all these. Now the only cars we want here, we might take a box car just for packing supplies and such. Okay. And we want reefers, mechanical reefers, reefer ice. Okay. That should be it. Okay, so we're going to add that. Well, wait a second. I hit the wrong button. I want to add that spur track. I'm just going to put a schedule in. New. So I want to add this spur track. Okay, so I want to save the spur track. But what we forgot to do was what loads. So we wanted to use car type and load and accept only loaded box cars. We want to add that. We want mechanical reefers that are empty. We want reefers that are empty. And we want reefer ice. Now here it could get tricky because we might want ice full and we may want it empty. Okay, so we're going to do both of those. Alright. And we're going to save this track. Okay. Next one we want is we want to add a spur track, and we want to call this waste dump. And this is actually in the harbor scene below the packing plant, and it'll hold a couple 50-foot gondolas. So we're going to make this 130 feet in length. Okay, and we're going to add the spur track. We're going to clear it, and here we just want gondolas. All right, and we want empty gondolas. We're going to save it. All right, and finally, we have some extra room on the stockyards and on the packing plant that we can put storage of cars. Right? And even though it's two different spurs, I'm going to call it the same thing. That way, if I have to switch in or out of the stockyards or packing plant, I can move it directly from one over to the other and not worry about it, so to speak. Okay, so it's going to take everything. I don't think there's anything that we shouldn't allow it to take. We're going to add it. And we're going to call it Southside Industrial Storage. And we're going to make it 110. So I can put up to two 50-foot cars in it if I had to. Oh. Okay. And it'll take everything. Track right now accepts, we probably only want it to take empties. We're going to let it take everything. For right now, we're going to let it take everything. We may have to come back and change that later, but that's okay. And we're going to add it. Oh, we're going to save it. I always get that wrong. Okay, so Southside Industrial is now done. Saved it, and I can close it. Now let's go into Van Buren Street and edit it and take those same ones out. Alright, so I got stockyards. We're going to edit this, and we're going to delete that yard track. And before we do that, we need to move the cars. Because we don't want to delete the cars, we just want to move them. So, let's get out of this. And let's go into cars, operations, cars, and we can run packing plant. We have this mechanical reefer that we're going to move. And it's no longer Van Buren Street. It's at Southside Industrial at the packing plant. Okay, nothing else changes. So we're going to save it. Boom. It changed. Now, is there anything else at the like the stockyards? Let's go, or anything else at Van Buren Street? No. Okay, so we need to move the stockyard ones. So we move it from Van Buren Street to Southside Industrial to the stockyards. Save. Okay. We're going to move this one from Van Buren Street, Southside Industrial, Stockyards, and we'll save it. And I already know there's nothing in the waste dump track, and there's nothing in that storage. Alright. So now we can go in to Van Buren Street and edit it and get rid of stockyards. Boom, gone. Alright. Stockyard storage, there's nothing there. We can edit, take it out. Boom, gone. Packing plant, take it out. And packing plant storage, take it out. Okay. And here's the packing plant river. What? Take it out. So, there you have it. We have successfully taken and added the south side industrial and removed those same tracks from Van Buren Street and created its own area. And what that'll allow when we get into the routing and trains, it'll allow us a little more flexibility on how we want to route things. All right, and actually be able to add more or even less trains. Just gives us more flexibility. Now I still have Van Buren Street. Let's bring that back up. I still have the Heinz Lumber, Pepperidge Farm Bakery 1 and Pepperidge Farm Bakery 2, and these Ciceros to take out and make separate areas as well. But my point here is not to do everything, but just simply show you. So I've shown you how to do that. And I will go ahead and fix the rest of them before we get to step 5. Okay? So with that, finishing up step 4, editing locations. I want to thank you for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. Again, I'm Steve, and y'all have a great day. Bye now.